Welcome to another episode of the Indie Radar, a series where we tell you about a bunch of indie games set for release this month. It's September and there's a lot of great games on the docket, including the most hyped indie game of all time, but a lot of these other releases are just as important, offering a wide variety of experiences to play, worlds to see, and stories to tell. So sit back, relax, open up your wish list, and put me in it.
Oh wait, no, let me out! Let me out!
The first game of the month releasing on the 1st is Overlooted, a game that sees you managing an ever-changing skill tree on your right side and a vast pool of loot on your left. This is an action roguelite where you take your 3 characters through this dungeon-crawling battler. It reminds me a bit of Slay the Spire, except instead of collecting cards, you're acquiring loot. The game focuses a lot on creating synergies between the items you find, and all in all, it looks like a good time. And then on September 4th, we finally get the game we've all been waiting for. This guy wearing skin-tight pajamas. Oh wait, no, that got delayed. We actually get this other game you probably haven't heard of called Hollow Knight Silksong. Okay, you already knew that Hollow Knight Silksong was coming out on September 4th. The excitement around this game is at an all-time high after Team Cherry announced this release date only a few weeks back. Its hype cycle has been 9 years in the making as we all look to delve back into the game's mysterious bug-built kingdoms. The combat looks improved, the movement looks faster and more frenetic, and the beautiful world design looks just as good as it did in the first game. Hollow Knight is widely considered one of the greatest indies ever made, and this sequel appears to build on that in almost every sense. Then, after a bit of a lull, LEGO Voyagers picks back up 11 days later on September 15th. LEGO Voyagers is a beautiful looking co-op adventure where you play as 2 little LEGO blocks, rolling around the terrain, clicking into other blocks, and completing puzzles in this brick-filled world. The visuals here are absolutely stunning. The way light reflects off of each object, the texture of everything in the world, and the serene, calming nature of it all make for an excellent co-op experience, one which will no doubt make you feel nostalgic as you fiddle with its many LEGO pieces. In Henry Halfhead, you have the ability to become any object within your reach, using its unique abilities to solve puzzles, traverse the world, and create chaos with your friends in the game's co-op mode. There's a ton of creativity here as you can slice up bread, turn into that bread, and then turn into the toaster to cook that bread. It's a weird game, it's full of a ton of whimsy, and it's absolutely something you should keep on your radar. You may look at Henry Halfhead and say, wow, that's a cute looking game, but just remember, that's a disembodied head. It is kind of cute though. Also on the 16th, we have Voyagers of Nera, yet another co-op survival experience coming to the indie scene. But this one has a bunch of great things said about it, and the gameplay I've seen looks absolutely gorgeous. You can set sail on the open waters, traveling from island to island as you collect rare materials to craft bases and upgrade your boat. But one of the things that makes Voyagers of Nera stand out is its diversity of flora and fauna, as each island is covered in all sorts of colorful plants and animals. There are also strange creatures to fight both on land and in the sea, and doing so can unlock you a wide suite of abilities. There's also elder spirits to discover, and all in all, it just looks like an incredibly fun co-op survival game. Then on September 18th, we get Ratatan. Oh wait, no, that's just a rat. Ratatan is a 2D roguelite rhythm game that supports up to 4-player co-op, something that is incredibly surprising with all of the other elements it already has going for it. Its ambitious design sees your party fighting enemies, all using the power of rhythmic music. People are really excited about this one, and I would be too if I knew what was going on. This is all matched with the chaotic, childlike nature of the game's music that's got some rhythm to it, so if you're into all that, you might be into Ratatan coming out later this month. Also on the 18th is a really cool game. You may even call it Arctic Awakening. That's the name of the game. Arctic Awakening is a first-person game that sees you waking up after a plane crash, but it's not really a survival game. It's more of a narrative adventure that sees you hunting after your co-pilot as you travel through Alaskan vistas and robotic factories. Both visually and narratively, this game reminds me a lot of Firewatch, except with a cute robot companion who they probably made for merchandise reasons. Regardless, this game looks fantastic, and I'm sure the narrative will have its hooks in me as soon as I play it on the 18th. Next, Baby Steps. Baby Steps, as with others on this list, was delayed in order to avoid the Silksong effect, as it was originally slated for the 4th, but it's now slated for September 23rd. Baby Steps comes from the developer of Getting Over It with Benny Foddy, that being Benny Foddy. It's in the name. Right there. Baby Steps is a game about a guy named Nate who is, for the most part, an absolute failure. The core idea behind the game being that Nate is so lazy that he's lost a lot of the motor skills contained within walking, so surmounting the game's hills, bridges, and plains is all difficult as you have to messily put one foot in front of the other, making this simple act of hiking an incredibly difficult task, much like the difficulty of climbing seen in Getting Over It. It looks really funny, but it also looks really, really gross. I did not need to see that. Finally, on September 26th, we get CloverPit, a game that's kind of like Balatro, except it's really about gambling this time, and it's still not as bad as FIFA. In CloverPit, you're not just gambling your money though, you're gambling your life. You can alter this demonic slot machine in your favor as you try to spin your way out of this hellish escape room. This game is a roguelite with the typical meta progression shenanigans as you unlock power-ups and modifiers, increasing your chances of success on subsequent runs. These things are always hard to explain though, and there's a demo out for it right now, so if you want to see what all the fuss is about, go try it out and form your own opinion. It's crazy just how different each of these indie games are, offering unique visual styles, gameplay conceits, and stories to experience. I hope this list could at least provide a few to go try out or wishlist, and I know I missed some. There are a lot of great indie games that release every month, but I try to highlight a few that I'm looking forward to or that caught my eye. So that's all, and thanks for joining me on the Indie Radar.